going on, guys? It is your boy James here.
Hey everybody, it is your girl Melissa.
And we are the Answers Uncut.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into another one of our episodes. We appreciate you. We're actually almost at 500 subscribers.
500.
Yes, that's 500. A big deal.
Let's get it, y'all.
Very big deal. Make sure you guys share this video with your mom, your grandma, your aunties, your uncles, your nieces, your nephew, everybody. And make sure you like and subscribe, more importantly.
Don't forget to also hit on your post notifications so you know whenever we drop new content. So, in today's video, guys, we are going to be talking about how you can find the perfect apartment just for you and what to know.
I don't know about the perfect apartment.
The perfect apartment. This is going to be like almost like your dream home.
Oh, okay. I don't know what expectations he's setting.
Nah, we got you. We got you.
I think that the title of this video should be Tips on How to Find Your First Apartment, or your second apartment, or your third apartment. Honestly, in this video, we're just gonna share our experience. I actually have almost a decade of experience in terms of asset management and property management. So I'm gonna be just sharing some of the things that I think is gonna be vital for you specifically as a renter before making that commitment to an apartment community.
And this is coming from the property manager herself, y'all. Like, when y'all gotta pay y'all rent, y'all coming to her, you know, so.
He's the property manager.
Nah, she's been in the industry for a long time. So, you know, this is coming from a wealth of experience. And, you know, just being in the industry, knowing the ins and outs, what you need to know, what you need to expect. So, hope you guys enjoy this video. It's gonna be a wealth of information for you. So we're just gonna jump right into it. What's the first thing people need to know? Well,
the first thing that I think that we should acknowledge is that finding an apartment is overwhelming, right?
It is. It's tough.
There's so many options out there. There's so many choices. And when you're trying to find a place to move, you're like, where do I start?
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing and the first thing that we're gonna dive into is to make sure that you budget. Obviously, you know, we're into finance. You want to make sure that you're going to be finding something that's going to be within the parameters that you can afford. A lot of apartments nowadays, they require for you to make 2.5 to 3 times as much as the rent. And that's going to be gross. So that's going to be before taxes are going to be taken out. So obviously that's a good thing, but you do want to make sure that you're finding something within your price range. You're finding something that's going to be within the size that you wanted, and location. Making sure that you find something that's going to be within a location that's going to be convenient to friends and family if that's something that you value, or more importantly, close to your work.
Your job, that's very important, guys. You don't want to be driving through traffic or, you know, not conveniently where you want to be. So she pretty much hit the nail on the head. Make sure what you want is available, and just having an idea overall of what you want is most important.
Yeah, because that's definitely going to help you narrow your search. If you know that you're wanting to be in this particular location, that eliminates everything else.
Yes. The next thing you guys want to know is, how does the apartment look in person? You know, a lot of times the pictures could be deceiving. You know, they can take some really good pictures now, but when you pull up to the apartment, it's a whole different story. So make sure you check out the apartment. Visit them, y'all.
Don't get catfished. Because apartments be catfishing too. Take that from somebody that used to be in the apartment industry.
Yes.
Sometimes they'll show you the model, and sometimes the actual home there, because you're going to be getting, is not going to be the same. Luckily, I haven't had that personal experience for the communities that I've worked for, but I've heard horror stories being in the industry where, you know, you'll go into this beautiful, lavish model home, and, you know, the apartment home that you're getting, they don't have the same appliances, it doesn't have the same finishes and things like that. So make sure that you see the apartment before signing the lease agreement.
And you also want to make sure that you visit the apartment at night, because checking it out during the day is different from at night. You know, at night you may be dealing with, you know, loud neighbors, people playing loud music. You want to make sure you rule out all these things. That way you're not surprised when you're in the apartment and you're like, I can't really get any sleep at night. We used to have, in the apartment we stayed, there was literally a train like on the opposite side of the apartment. And we used to hear the train at night, and, you know, it used to go off, and You know, you won't be able to tell if you just showed up to the apartment and wanted to check it out during the day. Yeah. So that's definitely one thing you need to watch out for.
And I think more importantly, I think the most important reason why you do want to visit, you know, your prospective community after 5 p.m. because that's when your neighbors are going to be home, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to see like, okay, is this person that's above me or below me? Are they, you know, playing loud music to alleviate stress when they get home? You know, is that when they let their dogs run about and gallivants everywhere? Right. You know,
Shoot.
Or, you know, is it a community where people are like lingering outside, you know what I'm saying, in front of the building, you know, or in front of the apartment complex? Most of the apartment activity is going to be when the office is closed. Which actually, remember that time where we first moved to the Gwinnett County? Remember that time we got our car karate chopped?
Oh,
we were trying
yes.
to get into the neighborhood after hours.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to, you know, sneak past the detective thing. Yeah. So yeah, make sure the stopper, you know, like do not enter.
Yes. So we were actually going to move into a gated community, and we were trying to like sneak in at night because we also wanted to see what the community was like after hours. So we actually were
trying
like ninjas.
Tail another car.
We were like,
don't do that, y'all. Don't do that, y'all. You're gonna tear your car up. Also, one thing is the parking situation. You want to go after 5, like she said, so you know if you can even get to a parking spot when everybody's home. That's one thing we struggled with, was having to literally park in a completely different side of the building and having to walk our groceries up a couple floors just because, you know, that was just the situation.
Absolutely. And that actually leads us into our next thing that's very important, is ask questions about things that you care about. So if parking is something that you care about, make sure that when you're on tour, you're asking about that. How do you guys monitor and facilitate parking passes? If having guests at the pool is something that you care about, ask about that. Hey, am I allotted 2 guests at the pool, or am I allotted 10? Or is it just me that's allowed to go to the pool? You definitely want to make sure that you're asking these questions to get the answers before making your decision. And if it's in your best interest, you probably want to make sure you write these questions down, because it's exciting when you're looking at a new community and you're looking at so many. Your mind is probably everywhere. So creating a list of things that's most important to you to ask during the interview process as you're interviewing these communities is going to be ideal.
Guys, so another thing is, after you've done your narrowing down of your searches to your top 3 apartments, you've scouted them out, you've looked at them, the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure you do a Google search. Reviews are critical, guys. You want to see what people are complaining about, what the top major issues are, and you want to be able to make sure that you can make your decision based off of that. Because what's going to happen is, when you move in, you may experience some of these things, and you may not have known that, you know, other people were dealing with the same things, and you could have avoided the whole situation if you just did 5 to 10 minutes of research.
That's true. And to James's statement, you don't want to base it off of that, but you do want to take it into consideration.
Definitely.
Because I've definitely have worked and managed certain properties where somebody has had like a great history, and like the moment that something didn't go their way, they were like, making up lies. So people do lie on reviews, but at the same time, there are reviews out there that's true. And I think your best bet is going to be seeing what are the most prominent issues that people are complaining about. If you're seeing like several of the same issues, then obviously that solidifies that that's probably going to be an issue that more than likely you probably have a higher probability of running into. Then that leads me into the next thing. As a tenant, once you move in, make sure you know your rights. Make sure you get an electronic copy of your lease agreement. That way, you know, a hard copy doesn't get lost in the sauce anywhere. And I'm gonna be honest with you, people don't take the time out to read that 40-page lease agreement.
I know I don't.
But I'm gonna tell you guys a trick, right? If you're curious about a specific topic, or you're curious about something, Control-Alt-F. Control-Alt-F.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Search the document. If you're like, hey, they left a note on my door about smoking. look to see what your lease agreement says about smoking. You don't have to read the entire 40 page, but if you control Alt F and search smoke, that's 9 times out of 10 gonna take you to wherever that word smoke is listed in that document. You just want to educate yourself. You want to know your rights, and you want to know, as they expect you to uphold your portion of the lease agreement, that you're also holding the lease office accountable for them to also abide by the lease agreement. All right, guys, so as we just were speaking about in terms of knowing your rights, I do want to let you guys know a tip. This is a secret.
Dropping gems.
But before I even let you guys know this, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe, y'all. Let them know, baby.
I'm about to drop this golden nugget right there. Are you guys ready?
Drop some gems on me.
Okay. Let me tell you what's even more powerful than your lease agreement. Do you guys want to know? Do you guys want to know what's even more powerful than your lease agreement?
Let them know.
I'm not gonna tell y'all until y'all subscribe to this channel. I'm just joking. Getting things in writing. Let me tell you, if you don't even have a conversation with your leasing office, that's perfectly fine. Just email.
Yeah.
Just email.
Yeah.
Because there's so much power in getting things in writing.
Yeah.
And sometimes, in the eyes of the court, that may precede your lease agreement.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because you may have a message between you and the property manager, or between an agent that may be saying, hey, you know, I said I was going to do this. I said that we were going to do this on this particular date. And when you have it in writing, that's something that can definitely work in your favor.
Definitely. Especially when, you know, you're dealing with certain disputes and, you know, it's like, oh, he said, she said.
Yeah.
Who's going to believe you? They're going to be like, nah,
absolutely.
look at your lease agreement. And you're going to be like, no, but you told me this.
Oh, that happens all the time. That happens all the time, man. Because, you know, like any industry, there are people that are good and there are people that are not so good. So you do always want to make sure, even though you're building these good relationships with your leasing office, that you also always make sure that you cover your end and you get whatever they agree to in writing.
So guys, this is going to be a dope part of the video. This is going to be the part where you can save some money.
Dollar
Save
bills,
some
y'all.
money. And that's going to be first with when is the best time to move into an apartment.
Really big thing.
The first thing you want to do is you want to look for any lease ups. You want to look for brand new apartments.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, that's really what. So for the leasing agent, they get a lot more commissions because it's new.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're gonna be giving you specials. A lot of times they'll be like
1 month
free,
2 months free,
2 months free, whatever, no security deposit.
and then you get a brand new apartment. Like, that's amazing to be able to move into something that nobody's ever lived in.
Yep.
Oh, that's so fun.
So look out for that as well too. As well, you also want to look for the best times to move, which is in December and in March.
Yes, December, January, February, and March. So the entire winter is going to be the best time to
That
move.
whole time, that whole segment.
Yes.
And why is that the best time to move?
Because that's really when people are not moving. Nobody wants to move in the cold. Have you ever really seen a moving truck in the winter?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You don't really see that often.
Yeah. And that's the perfect time because now, you know, it's close to the end of the year and, you know, you guys are doing like inventory and accounting and stuff like that.
And they're trying to get people in the door.
Yeah.
So very, very much so a saving tip is moving during the winter time. Another thing is, and we're probably getting too deep on this, but we're just gonna drop all these gems. You can even, another way to save money when you're moving, and this is even moving into an apartment or a house, you can actually get boxes, free boxes from your local grocery store.
Yeah.
Like what, Publix?
Yeah.
Kroger.
Yeah.
And you call them like, hey, you know, I'm moving, I'm in the area, you know, this is my local grocery store. Just want to see if I can get some really big, you know, boxes. And make sure you get the boxes that have like the boxes in them. Like the, you don't want the fresh produce boxes.
Yeah.
But we're getting too deep into it.
That's just a little money saving tip as well too, because I mean, at the end of the day, moving can get expensive.
It really can.
You know, you want to take into account, you know, all these things because, you know, you could be taking on a higher, you know, rent. Another good rule of thumb for the rent and then saving money is you want to make sure that your overall expenses are at least less than 50% of what you're making. So you don't want to go for an apartment just because it looks good. You dropping 75% of your whole paycheck on it.
And your rent should never be 50%.
Yeah, it should not be
never
50%.
be 50%.
But your overall expenses, including, you know, car note, water bill, light, if they're, you know, contributing to that or not, you want to make sure all of that is your pretty much any expense that you have that is reoccurring. You want to make sure that is all under 50%. So
at maximum.
At maximum, yeah. So
and I would say even at maximum 40%.
Yeah. If you can go lower, of course.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you wanna work, not to live.
Yeah.
But you want to live to work.
You want, yeah.
So, and another gem. We just dropping them all in this video. We're gonna drop you gems before you move in, as you're a resident, and on your way out.
And on your way out, yeah.
A lot of communities don't tell you, but if you ever get into a hiccup and you know you're late on your rent for the first time, and that's another thing, you do want to make sure you know when your grace period is.
Yeah.
In terms of when you'll be late. But in the case, let's say you hit that grace period and you just late. A lot of times communities will waive the first late fee as a one-time courtesy.
Yeah.
But you have to ask.
Yeah.
You have to ask.
Definitely.
Yeah. So make sure you keep that in the back of your mind, especially during COVID. I'm pretty sure a lot of people hit hard times. Make sure you ask, hey, I've never been late before. It slipped my mind. Is there any way where we can waive this late fee as a one-time late fee waiver? And a lot of times communities will say yes.
Yeah, and you don't want to make that a habit, guys. You just want to, you know, that only extreme circumstances like COVID, because
and you can shoot your shot. Ain't nothing wrong with asking 2 or 3 times.
Nah, they probably not gonna go for that. But.
I know, and if you are late, you probably need to go back and watch our other videos in terms of how to invest. How to increase your money and how to save $1,000 in 30 days.
You should not be paying your rent late.
Yeah.
You should not be paying your rent late. You should be paying yourself first, but having other, you know, money extended for your bills.
Absolutely.
This has been an awesome video, guys. I hope you guys found some value out of it and were able to understand better on how to find an apartment. Appreciate you guys for tuning in today.
Yeah, we do.
Take these gems and run with it.
Yes, and share it with people that are in the apartment shopping around.
Don't forget to like this video again, subscribe. If you guys want more content, more financial content, more content about how to better yourself overall. Until next time, guys, we are the Ansahs Uncut.